Hello, everybody, and today I can finally introduce you all to the Maul and the Nodachi weapons in Wild Hearts. The gameplay you're watching is my gameplay, finally. And I'm so excited that I can finally show you this because I know that there are so many hammer and greatsword mains or people just that really like the slower weapons in general, and you guys just haven't had gameplay yet. So I'm happy you finally have it. So let's jump right into taking a look at what these weapons do and the basics that you'll need to be doing with these weapons to wield them effectively. Starting with the Maul. The Maul is an extremely heavy, short-range weapon with a wide array of big bonk attack combos. It features max impact square attacks, which are generally the attacks you want to end a combo with if you possibly can. There's also triangle attacks, which are your more mobile moves and will put you in the air when you do them. And then you have R2 attacks that you're able to use to not only hit the kimono, but you can also launch katakuri like the torch to throw the torch at the kimono. As soon as I learned this, I'm pretty sure I spent an entire hunt just trying to launch torches at kimono. It sets them on fire eventually. It's great. Also, something fun that you can do with your R2 move with katakuri is when you're using the little helicopter, you can spin around in a circle while you're flying in the helicopter. I don't know. It's fun. I like it. You're also able to extend the hilt of the Maul by pressing R2 to coincide with flashes of orange light around your character. So you hit R2 at the right time in the combo and you're able to extend the hilt and then continue to combo with that extended hilt. And the weapon's attacks will change once the hilt is extended. The Maul is all about weaving in different types of combos. It's one of the more combo-based weapons, I would say. Using R2 to extend the hilt, combo with that, using triangle to get into the air, and then combo off of that, all leading up to your big power smash final attack with square. This weapon is definitely a lot of fun to figure out because there are so many different combos that you can do, when best to weave them into your combat, when should you be in the air, when should you be extending, when should you be flying around on a helicopter smashing people. It's really fun to figure that out. Out of all the weapons, this is one that I feel like I haven't truly been able to tap into the power of yet because there's combos with square, there's combos with triangle, there's combos with R2, and all of them can be worked together. The different katakuri have different attacks that then combo into a different type of attack. So there really is a lot going on with the Maul. If you're someone that likes to figure out combos or you're just into combos in general, I think you will really like this weapon. There's a lot of very fun moves and it just looks fun. You get to slam the hammer into the ground and go flying with it, which is it's a good time. I really enjoy using the Maul. And generally I'm not a fan of the heavier hitting weapons in these kind of games, but the Maul and the Nodachi, I really enjoyed using them both, which is very rare for me, which tells me that they must be pretty fun. Speaking of the Nodachi, let's move into it. And this is my personal favorite of the heavy weapons. And I do include the cannon in that list because it is slower, it's heavier. But the Nodachi is definitely my favorite. So this is a heavyweight close range weapon with slower attacks, but deals huge damage. You have high power upward aiming attacks with square and slicing triangle attacks that you can perform when you're running or spinning around. So the way that you can use triangle is you can press triangle and then press a direction with your stick and it will move you in that direction. So triangle is definitely the button that you want to use to be more mobile with both of these weapons. That's going to be what you want to be using. The square is definitely like the big honkin' attack and the triangle is the more mobile one. Then you have the bread and butter of this weapon, and that is the R2 EI attacks that you can unleash after accumulating enough energy during EI stance. So let's talk about the stance. You can enter EI stance by holding down R2. This stance is how you accumulate energy, which you can see in the bar above my health bar. You then have a couple of different options when it comes to accumulating this energy. You can simply stand still and hold down R2. This is going to charge the energy bar fairly fast, but you're of course completely immobile when you do this. So that is your trade-off. I tend to do this if the kimono is sleeping, if they're toppled, if they're trapped, you know, anything that keeps them staying still. You can also run around whilst holding the EI stance with R2. This charges the bar way slower, but you can move around while it's charging. And it is worth noting that you can indeed dodge attacks whilst you're holding the EI stance. So you don't have to be immobile. You have access to your full suite of movement abilities. It's just going to charge that meter more slowly. So you have to keep that in mind. And then there's my favorite way to charge the energy bar, and that is to hold R2. And then when you're holding R2, attack the kimono with square and triangle. Landing hits on the kimono while doing this will charge the bar pretty quickly, but you do use a lot of stamina due to EI stance already consuming stamina. And then you're attacking on top of that stamina loss, which means you're losing a lot of stamina. So this can be a little risky because you'll end up having not enough stamina to dodge a kimono's attack. So that's definitely something you need to keep in mind. But as long as you're keeping an eye on your stamina, you're letting go of the EI stance if it's getting too low, then you should be fine. And just so you know, very similar to the Karakuri staff, you don't need to have a full charge of that energy above the health bar in order to use the attack. So you're holding R2, you're hitting stuff, you're moving around, you're standing still, however you're charging your bar, you can let go of R2 whenever you want to perform the attack. It's just, of course, if you end up holding it for longer and fully charging that bar, that's when it's going to do the big boy damage. And it is a lot of damage. So this weapon is all about just figuring out how best to charge your EI stance energy bar in the most effective way to get the most power out of that final attack. That's kind of going to be your mini game. A couple of little small tips with the Nodachi is that I really like charging my stance with R2, letting it go all the way to the top, and then using the springboard and then letting go. Because that move is just really cool. It's just a really cool move. I really like it. I also like just using the springboard in general to hold down R2, go onto the springboard, hit the kimono, because the attack after you do that is a double hit attack, and then you can hit them again, and that's getting you pretty close to the full charge of your energy bar. The only thing that causes me pain and sadness is when I'm right at the tippy top of the energy bar and a kimono yells at me or touches me or whatever, and I end up getting kicked out of the stance and having to start again. But that's how those weapons go, right? We have all been in a situation in Monster Hunter or any game where we're charging up our big boy attack and we get hit or they move and you're done. So that is it for a little explanation and some gameplay of these two weapons. Just like I've said in all of these preview videos, I will have full weapon guides, like really diving into the nitty-gritty of each weapon, but those will not be up or start going up until after the embargo is completely over. So this is all I can do for now, but at least you can see my gameplay. It's not just the same looped trailer gameplay, so that's nice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section if you were thinking of doing the Nodachi and Maul. Are you still into it? Do you like what you're seeing? Did any of this gameplay kind of sway you into maybe thinking about maining one of these weapons? Let me know, and stay tuned for more Wild Hearts videos. And of course, we're going to be streaming the hell out of Wild Hearts starting the 13th. So keep an eye on that as well. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.